Hey guys, it's Kay, aka the Purple Teapot, and let's get into my breakdown of the first 2 episodes of season 2 of Lioness. Beware of this old soldier, and I love my country. And I really enjoyed this episode, so I'm gonna get into this quick. A very good opener for the second season of any show. So we start off with domestic Joe. I felt like in season 1 she felt super cold, but in these first 2 episodes we get to see more of her humanity, like making breakfast, which was funny because she was flipping over already burnt pancakes. Typical mom. It kind of shows that even though she was trying the typical mom life, the typical mom life has never been for her. And getting to see the life she has when she's not at odds with her family and everyone is being happy, and it was nice, but at the same time I don't trust it because this happened in the first 2 episodes and I don't trust that this happy family life will last. Also, I feel like a large chunk of the story has been missed out, but I understand at the same time why they've done it. Joe and Kyle are back to hating each other, so much so I'm very intrigued as why they hate each other. Like this time jump that they clearly had after everything that happened at Aaliyah's wedding, it has me thinking, what happened after? Because before what happened at Aaliyah's wedding, which I don't want to spoil for those who are new to the show maybe, before that happened they seemed to be okay, but now Joe's back to being pissed off at him and more pissed off than usual, and I'm wondering if there's a bit of backstory between that. I wonder if he took Cruz's side in what happened in Mallorca. I kind of need them to go a little bit deeper into their backstory. I'm pretty sure it's implied that they probably had a relationship at some point, and honestly if they were to have an affair this season I would be cool with it. And it's because I'm not really attached to Neil. He's kind of boring, but that's kind of the point I think for him. She has all that adrenaline in her job and she just wants something that's simple and uncomplicated when she's at home. And that guy calling Kyle Spy Barbie was actually so real. I'm gonna have to remember that. Like Kyle, he's super irresponsible. I feel like he does and doesn't think, and that's the difference between him and Joe. And when Joe got to hit him, it made me smile. That impact made me smile. I was like, you go girl, you may have skinny arms but you strong. And I'm like, period. She doesn't take shit from men, and that's what I admire about Joe. It seems that Joe isn't used to losing people, and that's why she's the leader of the Lioness program. I think the person before Cruz was the only person that she had lost. From my understanding, it was because of that tattoo situation. And it's clear that she doesn't work well with men as well. That's why she's a great leader of the Lioness program. That's that she works well with women. And after last season, I don't think she works particularly well with women, but she trusts the women that she works with, that they won't stab her in the back or put her in situations that she isn't in control of. Last season, it was apparent that she doesn't like situations that she can't control, and I'm excited to see how that translates through this season, especially now they're a bit closer to home, being in the US and Mexico this season. Also, I'm not entirely sure that she can trust all the women in her life. I don't know why Kyle was so pressed about Joe not being in battle for a while, like it's any of his business, but I think it adds to their relationship dynamic. Maybe they bonded at first about war and now he thinks she's boring and now just a glorified bodyguard. I think that him calling her a bimbo bodyguard definitely has some meaning behind it. I'm not sure though, because she didn't really protect Cruz last season. Well, she did, but like not in a bodyguard sense of a way. But at this point, Carl should know that Joe, as leader of the Lioness program, is the brains, and it's worked out so far. And even though I don't like the way she tortured Cruz last season, she completed that mission, so it was a success. I can't be surprised by Joe being scared that those Van Home people were going to kidnap her daughter, and honestly I wouldn't be surprised if they came back, because it was a little strange, especially when they zoomed in on the number plate and there was nothing there. And I know it's fiction, but why did they close the van door, and why didn't the other little girl go with them? It just felt a little too suspicious to me. Like I see them coming back, especially after that talk Joe had with her oldest daughter about her job. Also, the woman actually had a name. It was Aspen. When I have the subtitles on, because sometimes it's easier to remember when I'm also reading while watching. And random people don't usually get given names, but I don't know, maybe it's the actor's name. We'll see in the future. Also, I feel like that was a massive spoiler on the subtitle people's part. Her having a name mixed with the van having no driver's plate was very suspicious to me. Now in episode 2, after the fight between Joe and Carrillo, I'm interested to see how this partnership's going to work, because she is the opposite to Cruz. She's loud and headstrong, and honestly I think it impressed Joe when she walked up to her like that, but at the same time Joe had to like lay down the law in front of everybody. I'm really excited to see more of her, and one thing Joe didn't get is, yes, I want to join the Lioness, but I think that's the contrast between Cruz and Carrillo. It's going to be interesting because they will probably both be working together, but there will also be that dynamic that each of them has with Joe, and I'm interested to see how they work together because they are so different to each other, but at the same time they will have this kind of common enemy that is Joe. And I'm actually excited to see how Cruz ties into this because she quit last season and the actress who plays her is still in it, so I'm wondering how that translates. I feel like she just quit in the moment, to be fair. One thing about Joe is when it comes to men, she makes sure they know who she is and how they should treat her. Like the guy who was in charge of the base in Iraq. It was kind of funny because she let Carrillo kind of talk, but she barely let him talk before she let him know who she was, and it was kind of funny. I guess it's what happens when you work in a male-dominated field with men who aren't used to women being in charge. You just have to assert yourself. Back to Carrillo, the fact that she doesn't know her uncle is going to be interesting. It seems like her parents have been shielding her from whatever mess her dad and uncle were up to the point where they didn't even move into that big ass house until she had graduated. And I'm wondering how this will all tie together, because I know her dad probably doesn't want her working for his brother, and I'm really interested in these logistics. She doesn't even speak Spanish, and yeah, I'm not 100% about her being the new Lioness. And I don't think Carrillo is going to be as willing as Cruz was in this program. She thinks it's a death wish, and it might be. After this episode, I am wondering who it's going to be a death wish for, because it could be a death wish for anybody. But I feel like after last season, not that many people died, so somebody's dying this season, or multiple people. Probably won't be Joe, but people are dying. I do think at some point, probably at the end of this season, Joe is going to quit the same way that Cruz quit last season, probably. And even though I said she might die, I don't actually think Carrillo will die. Like, I like the character, and I don't think they just kill her off straight away. Maybe next season if they get more seasons. I see a scenario actually where she turns on Joe already, and she's only been in the show for 10 minutes, so we'll see how this plays. But what are your thoughts on the start of this new season of Lioness? They've taken the special ops off it, which is kind of nice because I was always confused on what to tweet. I'm still intrigued by the whole situation last season with Cruz and how her relationship with Joe is now. I know she quit, but as I said, the actress is still part of the main cast, and I need to know how she dealt like mentally with the aftermath of everything that happened with Aaliyah, because that was so intense. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe and tell your friends about my videos. Bye.